Greetings, y'all. It is Matt from the Green Arcade. little rough start with the voice there. Good morning. We're back, and we're playing more Farming Simulator. We got a busy day today. We got a big oat harvest to do, and then probably sell some silage bales, and maybe get into the corn harvest. Let's bring old man in. Good morning, old man.
Good morning.
All right, getting a little early start.
Yeah, like that.
Let's see, can I just back straight up to that maybe? Or is it on the other side? Where's the hitch at here? No, it's on this side, I think. I think it's just down in the grass. Yep, it's down in the grass. Somewhere. There it is. Morning, Twitchy. How's it going?
Morning, Twitchy.
So, if you didn't see the YouTube video from yesterday, we'll go over this real quick. Got a new bale pickup trailer. This is in the mod hub. This is the Autoload gooseneck trailer. We've got the truck that yesterday in the video I was like, I wonder, I know it hooks up to a semi, but it wouldn't hook up to anything else. Unless you put the pin hitch on it. You can make it a pin hitch trailer, or you can do the gooseneck. But I did find the international truck in the mod hub as well, and it hooks up just fine. So using that to pick up bales. If you go in this door in the barn, this is the cow barn down here. If you go in this door, or out this door, you can just offload your bales straight into the cow barn. Oh yeah, and the lights, they come on automatically, and they're the red heating lights in here. I was forever looking for a light switch, could not find it. Every other animal thing has the light switch on the wall, where you turn it on and off. So, but I couldn't find it in the cows. That's because they're automatic. I guess it keeps the cows warm at night. Let's see. What other updates are there? We've got a ton of silage bales. I'm waiting on them to finish fermenting. We've got almost 4 stacks right there. I've got another 3 stacks north of the field way over there. And then my control bales are sitting over here. These are my, right there. Yep, these are my control bales right here. So everything looks like it's done. So we'll be ready to sell those when we get done with the harvest here. Bought a roller. Got the big roller over there. I did cut some more trees. Cut some right here. Just right kind of west of the house. Probably gonna put up either a small shed or something here. Right out here. Just gave us a little more room. Trying to think, is there anything else that I'm not thinking about? Got rid of this silage bunker here. Go over the land here. Did pick up some land. Planted corn down here. Planted corn there. Got corn all down in these fields. And then went ahead and just did oats. I couldn't plant wheat because it wasn't the right time of year to plant wheat, so I just went ahead and did some oats there. If we want, we can do one of these fields in the winter wheat, but I'm gonna wait because some of these we're gonna expand, and probably this one in the soybean field, merge those together, and then kind of expand it out a little bit. So I'm gonna hold off. We can make flour out of oats, I think, can't you?
I think so.
Alright, so we'll just have some oat flour to start with. See how this big hitter does on this Alma map here. Oh boy, that thing's heavy. It might be too much weight. I don't know. When I picked that thing up, my whole back end kind of, yeah, it goes up. This is a heavy header. I think it'll work though. We're gonna try it. Yeah, I've been riding the horses around too, and apparently once you ride a horse, you can tab to it then. It's weird.
Yeah. I noticed that when I was tabbing around just to look around, and I tabbed to a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait a minute.
I tabbed to it and I was like, this is interesting. Alright, we'll do the manual. Okay. Oh, I gotta unfold the combine. Nope, not the header. There we go. Nice having that different chopper board on the back, because you can tell a little more when your combine is folded and unfolded, because if that's up like that, it's not unfolded, so it's got to be down like that. And I'm gonna try to turn on the thing. I think it's on. Find out here in just a second. And there's my line. Nope, it's not on. Now it should be on. I guess you have to start with some crop first for it to detect it. Bought the bigger grain cart. So now we have the starting Demco grain cart and the larger grain cart. See how well this thing turns me here. Looks like it's going to stay in a consistent line though. I think the bigger you make the curves around the edges of the field, the more it will hang on to it with GPS. So we'll probably shoot for that. Yeah, definitely gonna expand this. Boy, it has been a long week.
Has it?
Mm-hmm.
Been busy?
Been busy, just at work, and running, going to the doctor, and all kinds of stuff. Just a busy week. The weather has been, it's just nuts. It's like, okay, is it winter? Is it spring? Is it nice? Or is it like a hurricane outside? Or like the wind, the wind was blowing so hard, like consistently. It was like a constant wind gust. I thought it was raining because it was roaring so loud, but it was a like consistent wind gust that was just roaring.
Huh. It's been crazy here too. Tuesday night we had flurries, and it was down in the 30s, and the next day it was 60. It's crazy.
I mean, like mid 80s, I think today. I've got to do that this afternoon. I've got to change my central unit air filter out.
Yeah.
So that I can turn my AC on. I'm gonna need that if it gets up into the mid 80s. Lower 80s, maybe not so much. And it'd have to be like lower 80s, like 80, 1, 2. If it gets above 83, then it's like, okay, we're getting into the mid 80s, and it's like it's gonna be humid, and no, that ain't gonna work. Even though, you know, my house, it typically stays cooler. Number one, it's on a concrete slab. There's no crawl space or anything under it. And two, it's all hardwood floor, and it's dark. I don't have any light coming through any windows. I got all my windows, like the blindfolds and stuff up. I really want those. They make some shades now that are remote control, and you just install them on your current window, and they like completely dark out all the light. I want some of those. It'd be cool to be able to shut it with a remote control too.
That'd be nice.
Only time I would look at it would be like if there's a tornado. Or if I heard something outside, maybe. So yeah, I cleared all these trees over here. I'm not going to plow under the road. I'm going to keep the road. I'm going to redo, I've already started, I did a plow line with that little Case 5088 or 5488 tractor that we got. Did you see all the new stuff that came out this week, old man?
Yes, I did.
There was a ton of new stuff. I brought some of it in here. Let's see, let's go to tractors. Not sure which category they fall under. So yeah, here's one of them. This is the Case. You can make this different numbers. This is the, I think this is more of the updated 1455. So that's actually the 1255. Let's see, you can change it right here. Yeah, there's the 1455. So you can upgrade it. They added that in the mod hub this week. Probably being, I think that's a cool little tractor. Be invested in that maybe sometime in the future. We can use that for something. Got that tractor. Let's see, what else did we get this week? There's so much stuff. I'm not crashing here. I'm trying to remember it all now. Let's see. Combines. We got the, I didn't put it in this map, but the Kloss Dominator, the old Kloss Combine, we got that. I'm going to be utilizing that on another map sometime, I'm sure. I just can't remember what all we got. There was a ton of stuff. Got this old case. I'm using that one over on Silver Run. This is 7200. Large tractors. We got the Steiger series case tractors. The older style. Probably invest in some of these. Got, I think that's JHHG's 8R. So you can highly customize that one a lot more than, the in-game 8R. Ton of stuff. Of course, I downloaded the truck. Got that one. That truck there's from Giants. I think that's actually the truck from 19 or 17. I want to say 19.
I see you didn't download the Peterbilt or the Kenworth.
Were they in the mod hub?
Yeah, I believe they are in the mod hub.
I have to go back and look for them. There was so much stuff, like, the tab that you click on that goes to latest? I couldn't scroll all the way down on it. It's a lot wider. I gotta back up a little more. Got to do some fine tuning with this plow line up here. We're gonna have money because there's the other stacks of silage bales. I think there's 3 stacks total, and there's 44 bales in each stack. And you know, when it comes to silage bales, there's money there. It's basically cash just sitting on the ground right there. So we'll go sell that. Did you see the new truck and the new bale trailer?
Yes.
Got that. Sold the Arcusin back. We got a lot of oats. Got this whole field, got that whole field, got the other big field down there that I planted. And then we got wood chips from those trees that were right there. Now the trees that are sitting along like the ones sitting immediately by the railroad here, or the ones by the creeks that are like actual creeks, I'm not cutting those. I'm gonna leave all of those. Because number one, you know, I'm not going to go nuts and landscape over the creeks like I did before. There will be very, very, very little landscaping. No, like, completely leveling the fields again. Only certain spots will I use the landscaping tool. I know the one spot down here at the bottom of this field we're cutting right now, where the cornfield meets that field, there's a little rough spot right there. I'll probably just run the smoother over that. That way I can merge this together there. But not going to get rid of the road. Going to leave the road in there. If there's a ditch or something like that, then I probably won't mess with it. I'll probably smooth over that right there just to make that field, you know, all whole there. But the only places that I might cut more trees would be like right here. Just to kind of get all that plowed together. Of course, we don't own that yet. We got a lot of wood chips, so we'll have some money come very soon after winter. Winter is coming, old man. It's gonna be a good Christmas.
I kind of figured it was gonna be.
It's gonna be a good Christmas. Well, I don't want to, you know, dawdle or drag my legs on this map, because there are some other maps coming out very soon.
Oh, speaking of that, have you seen DJ's
Yep.
YouTube?
Well, I didn't see the YouTube.
You didn't see the YouTube video?
I saw his post on Facebook where he's come a long, long way.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It is a beautiful map. I can't wait for it to come out.
And it's 4X, right?
Yes, it's 4X.
We're going to spend a lot of time probably there. What was the name of it? It was in Montana.
I think it started with the L. Somebody in chat, or you could probably.
Or J. I think it started with a J.
Or I thought it was Libby something Montana, or I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. I thought it was like Judith or Janice, or no, I don't think it was Janice. Why is this turning like that? That's weird. I don't know what this thing is doing, but going at a weird angle. I was still locked in on it. That's weird that it went out that far. Huh. Oh well, we're gonna be making some adjustments there anyway, so. Let me look it up real quick. DJ. Judith Plains.
There you go. I was thinking, because it reminded me of Walking Dead.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking the same thing. Rick's daughter. Wasn't his daughter named Judith?
Yes.
Yep. I just thought about that. That's like I was gonna say. The best way we can remember that is it's Rick's daughter's. It's named after Rick's daughter. That's what happened to Rick. We never, I haven't seen any of the new stuff, but later on he moved out to Montana because there's not a lot of walkers out there. I don't know. We'll come up with some kind of story. All right, which way? Oh no. No. Lines go that way now. Okay. Let me turn around. Here I am in the field again. Here
There
I
is
am.
a YouTube video of that, so I want to take a chance to watch it.
About Rick?
But DJ's new map.
Oh, okay. My mind was still on Walking Dead. I've kind of been wanting to go back and watch that again. From the beginning. And then just kind of stop at after season 8. I know, the whole Abraham and you know who thing. A lot of people dislike that. But it ended so well at the end of season 8.
It did.
That's kind of the big transition point for The Walking Dead. That's when they started using the new, intro and, the main character left and, all that, so. Spoiler alert. I mean, it's, how old is it now? Gosh, 15 years old now?
At least 15 years.
Getting there, if it's not there already. That crew's down to 6.
Tell you what, Tuesday we had a really good day.
Yeah.
My son finally passed his driving test.
Oh boy. Yeah, he's excited.
Oh yeah. It's so nice not having to take him to work and pick him up.
I think the end pipe on this needs a repaint. The green looks darker to me.
Yeah, it does look a little darker.
I don't know if it's supposed to be that way, maybe. I'm kind of glad I went with this larger header. The pipe reaches out fine.
Yeah, and it shouldn't take us long to do these fields.
Should be able to knock them out quick. Here I am in the field again. Here I am, I'm harvesting, cutting oats in the field again. Here I am, big cha-ching. I don't know. It's actually kind of nice having the GPS now, I know we had it kind of before, but at least the console people can lock in on the GPS and kind of experience the in-cab and not have to worry about the steering part.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I do believe this combine and this header, all of this is in the in-game mod hub for both PC and console people. Say we need to get into the popcorn before the update for this map comes out.
Yes, we do.
There's money in popcorn, especially the buttered. We should have enough. I haven't checked. You know what? I need to buy a tanker to get the milk. wonder, does goat's milk work with that?
I don't know.
Because we got that too over there. Uh-oh. Did we lose you? We lost him. Bye, old man. Wherever you went, whatever happened, I will be right here waiting for you. Yep, he's gone. He's out of TeamSpeak and everything. I don't think that's me. I think that's him. I think he had that same problem last week, I think. Morning, Fuzzy. Old man will be right back, I'm sure. Unless it went like way out. We got this oat field to harvest, we got that oat field to harvest, and then another one right, so you can't really see it. The other side of the soybeans over there, you can't really see it. It's a pretty good sized field. I merged those two together. Mowed the grass and cut that first. This was the grass field, and then this was the starting wheat field. But went ahead and merged those together. The plan is to definitely merge these two together. I think I'm probably gonna merge these together. But the ditch up here, I don't know. It's one of those ditches that's got water in it, so I'm probably gonna work around that ditch. Not gonna do what I did last time. Try to keep it real. A little bit. He may have dropped because he ain't back in TeamSpeak yet. And I'm gonna need an offload here very shortly. Yep. I may have to hire that out until he gets back. Let me go run and grab the tractor. Look at all them oats. We'll be able to make oatmeal and flour and granola bars and Quaker oats, apple and cinnamon. Big debate probably on that one on what's the best one. A lot of people probably say like the maple brown sugar. Some people might say the blueberry. Some people might say the strawberry. I've always been the apple cinnamon oatmeal guy. And now they make them in little cups that you can buy just the cups for like $1 at the grocery store. And I'll grab a few of those cups. I'll take those to work and go down to the coffee machine and get some. You can get just hot water out of the coffee machine, and I'll use that and put that in the cup and make myself some apple cinnamon oatmeal. There he is. He's coming back. Let's bring him back in. Go give him some talk power here. Welcome back, old man.
Power surge.
Power surge, ooh.
Oh, power flick or something. I don't know.
So it wasn't just the internet.
No. Well, we had a Swift driver incident last night
Uh-oh.
here around the house. Yeah, he decided to, I guess, probably follow his GPS and decided to take a right hand turn into a development.
Oh.
It goes like straight up a hill and into a telephone pole.
Doesn't
So,
SWIFT stand for see what I flattened today?
yeah, pretty much.
Some people use another word, but I can't use that word here. But we'll go with flattened. See what I flattened today.
Yeah, so he caused a lot of problems for about 6, 7 hours.
I used to work at Sears back in the day, and we would have the Swift drivers. At some point, Swift became a thing, at least for the shipping to our store, and none of them could drive. One of them backed into the building and actually caused damage to the building, and they were all just kind of weird. We had one guy, he was like, I think he was a hippie, and he got out of the truck and we were unloading it, and he was in the kind of the lot there. Um, I don't know what else to call it. It was like the area where we had uh, where we put all the boxes and stuff for the refrigerators and the pallets and stuff like that. He would go back there and he was doing I don't know what. I don't know whether to call that yoga or some type of mantra type stuff or what, but he was like, have you ever seen Heavyweights? The movie about the
Yes.
kids that go to fat camp?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yes, I've seen it.
It's kind of the same thing that Tony was doing up on the mountain. He's like, embrace the monkey, part the wild horse's mane. It was kind of like that. I don't know what that is exactly, but it was weird.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I got out of driving too. Some of these drivers are just they're out there.
Makes you wonder, how do some of them get their license to drive a big commercial vehicle like that?
Well, here's the thing: they send them to these schools. They go to these schools,
Mm-hmm.
these like trade schools, universities. You sometimes have trade schools. They teach them how to drive, somewhat, but they don't teach them how to like go down hills or how to do certain things that drivers do.
Mm-hmm.
When I learned from a guy he drove 35 years over the road. He taught me how to back up into. I mean, we did this in a truck stop, so I backed into parking spots where other trucks were. So I got used to doing that kind of things. They don't teach that in these schools.
Bad part is, I think some of these drivers get most of their education on driving from Grand Theft Auto.
That's where I think my son got his.
Yeah,
God, he's got a lead foot. He's a good driver. Don't get me wrong. He is a really good driver, but he's got a lead foot.
got a lead foot. You can't do that. You can't do that. He'll get some awards soon if he doesn't ease up off the gas pedal there.
But you know that old saying, Matt, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
I can lead him to water. but I can't make him drink.
He'll learn real quick when he has to pay it out of pocket, like it's a speeding ticket.
Uh-huh. Yeah, when he sees that $150 fine, yeah, he'll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Oh man, let me tell you, I had to pay, my ticket was $300. Now that's because, number one, okay, I'm driving like in the country, right? And it's nothing but, there's nothing. There's really nothing. There's nothing but me and the cows, okay? And some trees and just open pastures. That's it. Nothing else out there. And then all of a sudden I come to the next tree line and boom! I go from nothing to like a 25, 35 mile an hour zone. So that's why my ticket was so expensive. But in all fairness, the sign was in a really bad spot, and he was the officer. You know, he's just doing his job, but he was sitting right on the other side of the sign, literally. So yeah, it was kind of a speed trip, I think.
Oh, most definitely.
I drove back through that same spot recently, and I have noticed that they moved that sign. That's no longer, and they upped the speed. They took it from what the maximum speed limit is, whether it's like 55, 60, something like that. They took it down. They crescendo it down now, so it goes from that to like 45, then to 35, then to 25. Not just boom instantly, you know, like that. And they moved the sign further down the road, away from the trees that the sign was hiding behind, and the officer was hiding behind. And I guess there was enough. A judge probably said, "Hey, we gotta change this because this is not right." Because there was a lot of people getting tickets from that same exact spot. So they probably looked at it and said, "Yeah, this is." Somebody probably lawyered up and said, "This is illegal." So I just went ahead and paid it. I'm like, I don't even want to mess with it. I'll just pay it.
I usually go to court for that kind of stuff just because, you know, just to keep your points off your license.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
I asked for, what is that called? Starts with a P.
Probation before judgment.
Was it probation or something else? It was some other word. To where I wouldn't have any points. Where I wouldn't have any points, and it wouldn't be like it would be like expunged from my record. I did have to do the driving school part, but I just went ahead and paid the fine and asked for that. I don't know if I got that because I never had to go to court. And I think it was some kind of probation because I had never had a speeding ticket before that. Never. I mean, I drive fast. I'll fully admit that, but I've never gotten a ticket for it. I got pulled over once for my tail light, and I didn't know that it was not working. Apparently, I had a tail light not working, but I didn't get a ticket for that. They just said, "Hey, this is not working." I was like, "Really? Which one?" And you know, I had no clue. Whoever checks their tail lights, you basically have to back up to like a window or something just to see what's lighting up and what's not, because you know, whoever does that.
I've never, well, on a tractor trailer I have, but not a car.
Well, they probably have inspections for them and stuff,
Oh,
right?
oh yeah.
I did see the video of the guy that pulled into the repair place and he was in line, like he was in the parking lot, in line, and the police pulled up to his rig and decided to give him a ticket because he had some issue with a tire, like a flap or something like that, and he was in line to get it fixed. I don't think that was right. Like, literally, that's what he was there for.
He could fight that.
Yeah. I gotta get a oil change on my truck sometime soon.
Yeah, that's Tuesday for me.
Oil change?
Oil change, check the belts, all that good stuff.
I've got some kind of fuel economy sensor type thing that's gone out on my truck. It doesn't affect the functionality of the truck, and they told me this when they checked it. They hooked their little computer up to it and said it doesn't affect like the operation, or it doesn't really affect anything. Basically, it's just like a sensor that, I guess, it measures your economy. It doesn't affect the economy, but it's the thing that I guess reports back to the computer in the truck that whatever gas mileage you're getting or something. But since it went out, my check engine light stays on all the time. So I guess I need to get that fixed. O2 sensor? I don't know. Whatever the fuel economy sensor is. These new trucks, man, it's like the tractors and stuff. They got all these new sensors and stuff. Guess I need to go have them hook it back up and see if they got the part for it. I was gonna wait, but I guess I'll just go ahead and get the part and find somebody to fix that. Whatever it is, it's some kind of fuel economy sensor. Oh yeah, somebody last week was in chat, and I don't, for the life of me, remember who it was. Somebody asked about using the mower for some reason to mow the crops. I don't know why you would want to do that, because it doesn't drop anything. But apparently, the crops, if you run a mower over them when they're in their harvest phase, like this right here, it does cut the crop. So,
were they talking about like swathing
no,
with the Mac on?
no, I don't think so. I think they were actually talking about actually running a mower. Because I asked them about that too. I told them about, hey, there's the MacDon. It's got this swath head that you can swath the crop and cut it, and it puts it in a row. But they were actually talking about like a lawn mower, like a grass mower, going over the crops. Because it used to do that even before the harvest state, like if it was still in the growth state, and apparently they turned that off. But you can still mow it if it's in the harvest state. Because I was mowing around one of the fields over here, and you'll see there's just a little tiny sliver where I hit it with the mower, mowing the grass. And I was like, well, look at that. It does cut it, but it has to be like ready to harvest for it to cut. . I don't know if that's when Giants was experimenting with cover crop or something like that. I know the oilseed radish, you know, that I don't know if they fixed that or not. For me to use oilseed radish in this game, they're gonna have to really bump up the value of a crop that's fertilized using the cover crop method. And I know there's a lot of farmers that do that now, you know, to save on fertilizer, you know, and stuff like that, because fertilizer ain't cheap. You know, a lot of people don't want chemicals, you know, and stuff like that. So cover crops kind of I guess the best option maybe. I'm gonna save the game here real quick. See what crops they put out there. They didn't plant anything there yet. They didn't plant anything there yet. Go to growth and see the bright green. Nothing really bright green, is there? There's one. What is that? Looks like canola. All the other crops in here right now, though, are like... It's very strange, because it's like parsnips and red beets and sugar beets, cotton, like, I'm guessing peas or green beans, whatever these other colors are, potatoes. A lot of this stuff we can't harvest. It'd have to be a grain or corn or... Well, there's a sunflower field up there. Got my taxes back though. I don't have to pay anything in, so that's a plus.
Well, that's good.
I actually got money back. I didn't get as much back as I normally do, but I did get money back.
So the funny thing with our taxes is we got, I think we got like $50 back, but we had to pay state 45. So can't win for losing.
You got literally $5 in your pocket.
Yeah, literally $5.
I got my taxes back, and then I had to turn around and pay the vehicle insurance. I got a couple of vehicles that I really need to sell, probably. Just to, number one, get them off my insurance, because I'm still paying insurance on them. I got a motorcycle that's just sitting in my garage that I will never ride again, so I need to sell that. And then my other truck. I really hate to sell my other truck, but it's older now, and I've got this truck now. I got a trailer I need to sell too.
How old's your truck?
The first truck, hell, what year is I think it's a 2004. It's a crew
Wow.
cab Silverado.
Yeah. You know how many miles it's got on it?
It's over 100 now. I think it's below 200, but I think it's like 100 and something.
That's still not bad.
Not bad. It's got issues though. It's that like the air keeps going out in it. I gotta get that fixed. Um, that's my muscle truck, cause it's a Silverado and it's got, what is it, 5.3 liter in it V8. A very nice truck. I've pulled people out of ditches with that truck. My new truck, it's definitely a newer truck. It's got the the Apple CarPlay and the backup camera, and all that stuff. Um, so it's nice, and the air always works. It's a smaller truck though. It's a Colorado, still a crew cab, and it's still got 4-wheel drive. It's a very nice truck, but it's not. It doesn't have the horsepower, I guess, or the power that the big V8 truck has. The V8 truck's a tank, though, man. Oh, the gas mileage on that thing? Ugh.
Yeah, I have a 2005 Ford F-150. It's got 87,000 miles on it.
What kind of gas mileage you get on that?
Oh, it's not good.
Hmm. My new truck, I get the average on the thing says, this was before the sensor went out. The average on the thing said like 26 miles a gallon, 27 miles a gallon. And if I'm not heavy on the thing, the instant, a lot of times I'll get like 30 something. But the other truck is showing like I get like 6. Like 6 miles a gallon. The thing's a tank. Yeah, if I sell that truck, I'll have to sell my trailer too. That means I gotta fix the trailer because the tires are messed up on that. Floor, it needs a new floor in it too. It's a big ATV trailer, so it's got a door on the side, and then it's got a door on the back, and it's a big iron trailer. It's heavy. I'd have to sell that too.
Oh, what you do is you just put that on like Facebook Marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
as is,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want for it.
Yeah, I need to get rid of those. I may get my brother to help me. He's got his like used car dealer license type thing. I may get him to help me do that. Just need to get them gone and get them off my thing, and that way I just have one vehicle that I'm only paying one vehicle insurance on, because everything's gone up, man.
How's the gas prices down there? They going down much or no?
They just recently, like a couple weeks ago, kind of went up a little. but now they're starting to go down. I hope they keep that trend. They're right now it's like I'm trying to remember what they got up to. They got over 3. And then now they're down to 2. I think the last one I saw, when did I see that? It might have been Thursday morning. The lowest one I saw was like 260 something, 267, 9, something like that.
Yeah, it sounds about right, because the highest I've seen here is 3.25 a gallon. And the lowest I've seen is 265 at the, but it's at like a co-op.
Yeah.
It's not like, public. You got to be part of that co-op to get those prices.
Kind of sounds like here. It just depends on where you go, which station you go to.
Then you have places like, they give you those gas cards or discount cards. You can get things at the store and it gives you gas points. So, but how much do you spend there to get 50 cents off?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Walmart, they used to, their gift cards, you just get one of those and then you'd go out there and you get, what, 3 or 5 cents off a gallon or something. If you use their cards. And that's what I used to do. Because, 3 or 5 cents, per gallon, it adds up. But now I've just gotten to where I use my Apple Pay, because that's way more secure as far as like the payment part, because it never uses your information. All it does is it generates a one-time token number and it pays it whatever card you've got loaded into your Apple Pay. It never uses any of the information directly from your card. It only uses the one-time token number that it generates through Apple Pay. So they pay it and then they take the money on behalf of your card. And it's only done through that device. Good morning, welcome in. I hear the Pantai wind chimes out here in the middle of the field.
Yeah, you've heard those too, huh?
Mm-hmm. You can tell which map they use the sound board from or whatever. I know back in 22, you know, if you went over on Elm Creek, if you went over to the town where the baseball field was and stuff, you could hear sirens, you could hear the announcer at the baseball field, you know, and all that stuff. And a lot of the maps that we played, you could go out in the middle of the field, especially like the one, what was that one we did, the 100 Bale Challenge on and all that. You could hear, like out just randomly out in the middle of the field, you could hear the baseball announcer and sirens and all kinds of stuff. See where I mowed and where I didn't mow at. Have y'all ever used the Crazy Clean canisters for like your toilet?
No, haven't.
I wonder if they work. So it's like a little. It's about the size of an oil filter. You drop it in your toilet tank, and it's supposedly chemical free, but They say you never have to scrub your toilet. It never stains. It never, you know, and it lasts for a long time. I am tempted to try it out. I kind of want to see if anybody's used them yet, though.
Can you get them at like Walmart, Sam's Club?
I don't know if you can get them anywhere other than online. Let's see.
So it'd be like a Amazon thing.
Maybe. Let me see if they're available anywhere. Oh, I gotta turn my combine. I don't know if you'll have enough room over here yet, old man. It gets wider the further down we go.
Yeah, okay.
Apparently they make a Crazy Clean Pro. I'm interested in that now. Stored. I am not seeing it. I think that specific one, there's another one that has the same name, but it doesn't look the same. It's not the little oil filter looking thing. I don't think that's the same thing. I think that might be a different company.
What's it called again?
Called Crazy Clean, both spelled with a K. Crazy's with a K, Clean's with a K. I don't know, they might be from the same company, but they... And there's one that's spelled different. That's not the same stuff. It's white, and honestly, it looks like a bottle of the Old Spice. You know what I'm talking about? It's like coned at the top and white.
Yeah. On Amazon, 1858. It's got 3-star rating.
3 stars only?
Only 3 stars.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you think now, don't it?
Well, here's one that's got 5 stars. Maybe it depends on the listing, maybe?
Yeah, could be. I mean,
I'm gonna ask around and see. Surely the ladies at work, somebody there has tried it. As much as they like to shop online.
yeah.
They're always talking about, you know, I gotta get home before my husband gets home because I got packages on the front porch. And they were talking about how they were upset because, you know, the Amazon and what's the other one? I guess just the mail. Amazon and the just general mail people, U.S. Postal Service. They just throw the packages now. Like one lady has a designated box to put them in, and they're just throwing the packages from the road, like from not even going in her driveway, but they're just chunking them across the yard.
That's not cool at all.
Mm-mm. What if you got something fragile in there that might break? Got a few trees out of the way here that were kind of sticking out, hanging out in the way. But it's still a very narrow passageway through there. I'll see if one of them has used it. That would be nice to be able to just drop that in there. You literally just drop it in the tank, put the lid back on, and you don't have to scrub your toilet anymore. It lasts a long time. There's that little strip I just cut over it. That's where I kind of grazed it with the mower. So it will cut it if it's in the harvest state. open the door. I was wondering why my door was open. I guess I hit the button. So if you go, you have to switch to the combine, but it's left bumper and the right stick. You can open and close the combine door. Huh.
It's a little cool feature.
Added bonus there, yeah. Oh, hit that button. What if you do the right? I don't think it doesn't open. Oh, wow, you can open the service doors. Right bumper and up and down. Puts the ladder out on the back too.
I wouldn't do that while you're combining.
Probably not while I'm doing it, but it'd be a nice little thing to pull it in the shop there, and when we park it, you know.
Oh yeah.
Hey, James. See what the prices are doing right now. Looks like some patients' heart monitors sometimes. Okay, we get up to 223. It's that at the biogas plant right now, but I tried selling some silage bales over there and I couldn't do it. It wouldn't, like, I dropped them in the zone, but it wouldn't take them. I don't know if it's a thing where you have to own it or what. Hey, old man.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yay. I'm letting all my AC out. I gotta close my door. Letting all the skeeters in. So that's that button. And that one doesn't do anything. I think it's literally just the one button on the left bumper and the one button on the right bumper. You gonna watch WrestleMania, old man?
No.
Apparently that is tomorrow. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time.
Yeah. I haven't watched it since pretty much the Attitude Era.
Yeah, that was really the best era. When they went PG, that it just literally just fell off. Like they banned the chair shots, so you can't use a chair anymore. They banned, you know, anything with blood. They basically wanted to make it kid friendly. But here's the thing: wrestling, that the WWF back then, that was why everybody liked it, because it wasn't, you know, like a woke. It's really a woke company now. I mean, it's like a PC company. They're trying to make it kid friendly. But
Yeah.
I guess a lot of the moms said, look, just get rid of the chair shots, get rid of all the, the certain types of matches between the women, and get rid of, the blood, get rid of the, the tables and the ladders and, all that stuff. You might see some, pay-per-view or something like that, but it's when they got rid of all that stuff and started going like, now it's just a bunch of guys with, shiny bling and long hair yelling at each other, really. I mean, it's not worth even watching anymore.
Well, here's the thing. I can see their point. Because back in the day, we did that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We wrestled like that, for fun.
Yeah.
We watched them on like a Friday night or a Monday night, and the weekend we were doing that in the yard.
Yeah.
Having those kind of matches.
Monday Night Raw.
But you're never gonna see like, Mick Foley or Dusty Rhodes or the Iron Sheik or any of those guys, like the classics.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all past that prime, past that peak. Even the guys that we didn't think would be, like Stone Cold and HBK and all of them, all the ones that we watched that were young back then, are now like either retired already or they need to be. Now there's guys in there I don't even know who they are.
Oh yeah, I couldn't even tell you who's in it now.
The Rock, he's out making movies and stuff now.
I thought he came back for a little bit here recently.
He did when the company changed hands. Because, they sold, Vince basically sold out. He sold his company to, who was it? The people, it's the same group that does like UFC and all that stuff. Now I think they're on Netflix now or something. But it's not the same. It's very, very, very dressed up. Very. Even the setups, like the rings and the stages and all that stuff. Now it's all, Back in the day, when we had Monday Night Raw, Raw's War, Warzone, all that stuff. Your basic stage consisted of really just the like tower type beams, a Titantron, and the rest of it was like chain link fence. That was it. I mean, the ring actually just consisted of iron posts, steel steps, and ropes, right? That's it. That's all you needed.
Pretty much.
And now, I was watching it, and they've got like screens on the side, and they've got screens on the post, and it's just it's crazy. Even the floor on the stage is like a, what do you call the screen? It's like a LED matrix screen with lights.
Yeah.
So it's just, back then it was a grate. It was a steel grate. So if you got slammed down on that steel grate, it was gonna hurt. Gone are the days we see, Stone Cold driving a beer truck into it, or, Kurt Angle driving a milk truck into it, or,
Cement truck.
Buried alive matches, casket matches. And I tell you, one of the greatest matches was between Undertaker and Kane, and that was the Inferno match, where they had a gas line running around the ring, and flames shoot up every time they slammed one another down.
Oh, you really think so?
That
you
was
think that was the best match?
It was one of the best ones. I think the best one might have been the one between Mankind and Undertaker.
Yeah, that
King of the Ring.
That one right there. It took the cake for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what Mick Foley went through, and still did his job, is
Mm-hmm.
unreal.
There were some good ones between Triple H and Undertaker too. I'll never
Yeah.
forget when Triple H, they, the Undertaker, he slammed him down somehow on a, they had mats on top of pallets. Well, he kind of went through the cushion mat and hit one of the pallets. Well, one of the pallets broke, and a piece of the wood from the pallet stabbed into his leg. So he could barely stand up. I'll never forget that match. I'm trying to remember. Was it at a? I think it was a pay per view. Trying to
Was it
remember
a?
if it was WrestleMania or not.
Was it? It must have been a hardcore match.
I mean, they went well away from the ring, and they went out all the way to there's like a little control booth out in the crowd there somewhere,
Yeah.
and they went out there, and then they went back, and when they got back to the ring, they might have went up around the side of the stage too, but yeah, they had to help him. That's not the time that Triple H injured his knee, and then he had to have surgery, and he was out for a long time. But that's they still had to kind of help carry him out because when that happened, it went into his leg. Good morning, Positive Pizza Power.
There's a guy, I can't remember his name. Used to run around with one of those bamboo um, samurai swords.
Ken Shamrock.
Ah, that's his name. He was like the king of hardcore matches.
Yeah, that's back in the day when they brought guys in from ECW and all those guys. You had him. You had I'm trying to remember who all came from there. Raven came from there, and uh, that's the one that what's his face? Paul Heyman. He kind of brought those guys in when they had their big WCW merger. Then it became WCW and ECW versus WWF. I think, what's his face? Rob Van Dam was part of that. Keep thinking of other guys, but I know they were in WCW too. Well, oh yeah, the Borgo. I think I added that one in here. Let me get turned around.
Yeah, but we're gonna need some power for that.
Yeah, that one requires a lot, I think.
It's like, what is it, 650?
I have to look. I
Or
don't know if
550?
is that the big one?
The Bargo?
Yeah. Cedars. Cedars. Where are cedars? Is it not ours? Oh yeah, there it is.
No, it
Let's
only
see.
needs 500.
Yeah, 500, and the cart doesn't. But yeah, I think that's the big one.
But the Seed Hulk only needs 450.
33,000 liters. Yeah, the Seed Hawk is not bad.
Yeah, but the Bargo is at 23.2 meters, and the Seahawk is only 19.8 meters.
Yeah.
So
Just
I don't know. I kind of like the Bargo better than the Seahawk.
I missed the little Borgo, the little tiny one. It might be in there. I haven't looked, but that one was nice. Let's see. That's done by Hispano. Hispano's brought quite a few things. They did bring in the sprayer custom modding bid. Let's look at that.
Did you put that in?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I added it. I didn't know if you put
There it
it in
is.
or not.
Yep, it's right there. So it's separate from the thing. You got to buy that thing. That's 84 grand or 85 grand. And that thing's almost 200 grand by itself. There is a thing. I don't know where it's at. Maybe it's one of the options where you can do like the solid stuff. Maybe it's under solid. Is that it? There it is. Yeah, you have to go under solid fertilizer. Under fertilizer spreaders. And there it is right there. So you have to buy those separately. All you get is the machine itself. Under the machine. My thing is capacity wise though. You get 10,000 with that. Oh, you get. Oh no, you get way more with that now. What's the width on that? That's only 24 meters. This is 42 meters. But yeah, you get way more with that now.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
19,200 liters with that. So you can do the gray, and you can change the color of that. You know, do that green, or you can just do the in-game John Deere green. I think the more realistic thing is probably that gray right there. I remember right though that we had that one, and then we had that other one that Trent sent us. I can't remember the number, 49 something, or maybe it was 43 something. The one from custom modding, which is what that one is. It is very top heavy and it will flip. So now maybe that's different now. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe it's good to go now. Orange soda time. Woohoo! Remember, for only 89 cents, you too can buy Matt from the Grain Arcade and orange soda and save a life. I'm going through the list here just to see what all. Got the little John Deere mulch tiller. Probably will be getting that. Let's see, what would that be under? Is that under plows? Yep, nope, that ain't it. Might be under subsoilers. A lot of this stuff falls under subsoilers. No, it's not there either. What would that be under? Cultivators, maybe? That ain't it. That's the in-game one there. I don't know. That might be the same thing. I don't know what that's under. I'm pretty sure I activated it. Oh, you know what? Maybe I didn't. I don't know if I activated that or not. There's a little mulch tiller that I think it functions as a plow. But it looks like the, you know what? What is that one? That is the 980. This is the John Deere 712 mulch tiller. It kind of looks like that one, like the 980. But I think it's a plow. They did put a corn dryer in there, so we'll be able to do dry corn on other maps in the future. But I didn't add it to this map because there's already a corn dryer on this map and I didn't want the two to conflict with each other. Sometimes that can happen. And we'll get the one in, there's a corn dryer there in town that we'll probably invest in on this map. Looking forward to DJ's map though. DJ's map, it's a 4X map. No release date yet on that, but it has come along. I'm gonna have to go and watch the YouTube video on that one. But it looks great. I've seen the pictures of it. He's the one, if you guys remember back in 22, he did Green Valley, Nebraska. He did the Red River map. What else did he do? He did Oklahoma back in 19. Oklahoma was a great map. And his maps, you know, they feel, you know, they're based on real locations, so they feel realistic. I mean, you got, on Oklahoma, we had a Walmart, and we had a Dunkin' Donuts, and we had KFC, and I think we added a Taco Bell. There was a McDonald's, you know. He had all that on Green Valley, too, so. Green Valley, you could actually take your barley to the, like a, what was it, like a distillery or something. You can make like the adult type beverages, so. I'm really kind of disappointed they didn't bring orchards in, because if they had brought orchards in, we could grow like oranges, and I could have made some orange soda. I still think orchards will be in the future. I think they're probably just, you know, laying out like a time frame, so they wanted to bring in like peas and green beans, you know, and all that stuff to the base game, and then I think orchards, it will either be a part of a future DLC or it will be part of one of the future games. I need an empty. I'm getting full. 96. 97. None of it. None of none. I'm gonna get full before I get to the end. Oh. Damn, I'll just drive over there. I see him sitting over there. He stepped away. We can tell this thing is weighted down. They're going uphill with it. Got our beans here. Beans are looking good. It is weird now that the beans, you know, when you plant them, they have the weird kind of squarish, blockish looking textures in them. What else? I don't know what time-saving logistics is, but they need to go find this barn pack though. There's a it may already be out, but there's a new barn that's got a big American flag on the side of it. I don't know if that's already out. It says coming soon, so I'm gonna say maybe it's not out yet. I think those tractors there are. But I think that barn, that may be a hay barn or something, I don't know. There was a round baler that looked really good if you're into the old round bales type stuff. saw where Westbridge Hills came out, and I went and took a look at it. It's different. It's not the same Westbridge Hills when we left it in 15. It's been, what's the right words? It's been modernized, I guess. The sawmill area is way different on Westbridge Hills now. I don't know. When I think of Westbridge Hills, I always like to remember how it used to be. Kind of like McDonald's. There's times when, you know, modernizing stuff might be okay, but some things you like the old traditional feel of them. I'll say the big change to Westbridge Hills came between Farming Simulator 13 and Farming Simulator 15, because the graphics improved between 13 and 15, and they changed the color of the grass. So the grass on Westbridge Hills was, well, about this color, about the color of these oats here. That was the grass color in Westbridge Hills. And in 15, they made it green, kind of like almost like it is here now. So big step changes. I got excited when I saw the old German cellar. I was like, "Oh, dude, if that's a real cellar that we can go in and like go down in, that'd be a perfect tornado shelter to put in the map here." But it's not. It's basically just a decorative standalone thing where you can do your root crops. Hmm. All good things, looking good. Judith Plains, Montana, 4X. Looking good. Somebody said on my YouTube channel, they left a comment on one of the Alma videos that Chabalki was considering doing a 4X Alma map. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's one of the comments that was left. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I like the feel of Alma, you know, with all the, like the town and stuff. It feels like a real Midwest town. Well, I think we're more than halfway done. We got this field left. And then just this one and that one. And that's all the oats. We'll have a little bit of corn to harvest in September or October. I think it's October. Yeah, it's October. One thing I wish we could change. I wish somebody would bring in a mod or something, or maybe Giants could do it, where you could customize your crop calendar. So like you could go into settings and say under each individual crop, put when you plant it and when you harvest it.
You mean like they had in 19, the geos?
Yes.
It'd be nice.
Be nice to have the different geos. Because with that, you know, you could do double crops. I know here you can do that. They'll do the winter wheat, and then they'll do soybeans right after that. Back for that little bit over there. And that field there, that one won't take as long. It's not as big as these fields.
Well, I tell you, next month's gonna be fun. We got like 5 graduation parties to go to.
Ew.
Yeah. Got a niece that's graduating from college. I don't know the technical term for it, but she works with blood in the lab.
Mm-hmm. Like a phlebotomist or...
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. But it has to do with that kind of stuff. And she's going to be actually working in the same hospital I am.
Huh.
Same hospital her mom works at. Yeah, so that's going to be fun.
DJ is bringing back his alfalfa and clover. That'll be fun to mow with the MacDon this time.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad there's different kind of crops coming in. I know there's a map on the mod hub. I forget the name. I know we played it. It has like mustard and a whole bunch of other different crops to it.
On the mod hub?
Yeah, it's a Canadian map. We played it last year
Oh,
in 22.
Gedenfield or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. I can't pronounce the name of it.
Starts with a G. That map, it was fun, but it had some flickering issues, and it might have just been my PC, but it had some flickering issues. Yeah, we may have to build us a ranch in Montana when we go there.
Cattle or horses?
Probably both.
The little Yellowstone.
Yep. Have a little Dutton ranch. I know there's new episodes of that show, but I haven't started watching it again. I know I want to go back. The ladies at work talk about 1883 and 1923. So I need to start watching those. But with what happened with Yellowstone, it went from like a 5-star show to like a 1-star show real quick.
Yeah, it did. Kind of reminds me of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
You know, this seems like the last couple seasons weren't very good at all.
Yep. Yeah, I'd say that one went from a 5-star show to a 1-star show. And now you have all these spin-offs. They're trying to get as much milk out of the cow, with these spin-offs. And I don't know, I guess maybe some are watching them, some are not. I haven't seen any of them yet. To me, you can't catch lightning in a bottle twice. And they did that with the first few seasons of The Walking Dead. It was really, really, really great. Because it was like right at the beginning of whatever happened. And, it was like survival mode. But by the time you get a few seasons in, it's like, we know how to survive now. We're alright. Yeah, there are dead people walking around, but we're okay.
Here's my thing with this. With The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you turned around, they were fighting somebody else.
Yeah.
They didn't give no time to actually, okay, let's settle down, we'll do this, and survive, and then run into these people. It was back to back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, you had the governor. You had Negan's group. You had, what was that? Alphas and Betas or whoever.
It was, yeah.
I forget what they were called.
The Whisperers.
The Whisperers, yeah. You had they didn't really dive into you had the Terminus people, but they didn't really dive into the other one. The ones that ran into Morgan in the woods. I can't remember what they were called.
Is that the one that had like the W's
Yeah,
carved into their head? Yeah.
they really didn't really didn't get into those. But it was just, it was, yeah, you're right. It was just one right after another.
I mean, if they would have done like they did in the beginning with going to cities and things like that, that would have been cool.
Hmm.
But running back and forth to it just
Fear the Walking Dead. I never did finish that series. I guess I need to go back and finish it just to really give my opinion on it. But the first season of that, when the whatever it is happened, and they actually showed it beginning, to me that was really great in the beginning. When they got to season, oh gosh, was it season 2 or 3, where they killed off oh, what's his face, Nick? It just went downhill from there. And then they brought Morgan over to that show to, I guess, try to give it life. And maybe they did. I'll have to go back and watch it. But yeah, spoiler alert. If the show's been out for more than 5 years, we can talk about it. It's not really a spoiler alert. It's been out. If you ain't watched it in 5 years, then my thing is, and I've said this before, you cannot kill off your main characters.
no, yeah.
Cannot do that. You kill off your main characters, you kill your show. And that's kind of what happened to The Walking Dead. You know, they killed Carl, or as they say, Coral. Killed him. They killed, I mean, everybody loved Glenn. Abraham was cool. They really didn't kill him off, but they took him out of the ball game. Rick, I mean, he's your main character, the main character. You can't do that, and that's kind of what happened with Fear the Walking Dead. You know, they did that early on. They killed off Nick. They killed off the dad, and I think they eventually killed off the blonde-headed woman. She was like one of the main characters as well. The only people left were, I think that dad's son and her girl. I think that was it. And they're like, well, it's a zombie movie. I mean, yeah, people are gonna die, but you cannot kill off your main characters. Not like that. Tell you a show I like now, The Chosen. That's a,
Chosen.
yeah, The Chosen. It's a really good.
Oh, The Chosen. I
Yeah,
haven't seen that one yet.
really good. You watch it from the beginning, and you know what the show is about, right? It's about it's about Jesus, and the first episode you start watching it and you're like, okay, you're seeing all these characters, and you're meeting like Peter and Matthew and all of them, but it's like, okay, where's Jesus, right? Because that's, I mean, I know it's called The Chosen because it's about the disciples that he chose, and all that, but it's like, okay, when does Jesus come into the picture? And if you haven't seen the show, watch the first episode all the way through because it gave me goosebumps. It gave me, I mean, good goosebumps, not bad goosebumps, but it gave me good goosebumps. But you gotta watch it all the way through.
What's that playing on?
That is on, you can watch it for free on the Angel app. Um, I know you can purchase it through iTunes. And now the season 5 part of it, that's actually in theaters because it focuses more on like the Last Supper, um, and I'm assuming probably like the crucifixion and all that. So good show, great show. I'm learning a lot of stuff that I didn't really know about. And I guess maybe I've heard it before but never really like visualized it. The show kind of it brings in the characters, and it really helps visualize what it was like, what what the characters were like, or what the people were like, what the environment was like.
I might check that out.
Yeah, it's really good. Alright, tell you what, let me go get this little sliver over here on the west side of this field. Oh, where they were coming out with the Switch 2. I never had a Switch 1.
I haven't had one of those either.
Honestly, I mean, just give me a Super NES console. I would I wish they would re-release that, because then you could play the old games on it. You can still find old games everywhere. But give me a new in the box Super NES console, and they'll probably never do that because they want to charge you for like the premium, subscription plan type thing. I think you can still get them on eBay, but man, they are like ridiculously expensive. I had a Sega Genesis, and I still got a ton of games with that. Whoa, there's a tree there. I remember playing Jurassic Park back when they released the movie. They released the video game. Little 16-bit action, watching playing Jurassic Park and Sonic the Hedgehog, and a really more unwell known one was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Loved that game. Spent so many hours on that game. Alright, now I'm on to that next to the last field. refuel this combine before the next crop we do. I think I got enough to finish the oats. Corn's looking good. All that corn's gonna make a lot of popcorn.
Yeah, it would. We still have corn in the silos too, don't we?
Yep. We can start probably this winter by the corn dryer first, then by the popcorn factory. I'd say we should probably go ahead and do the ketchup factory, because all you need for that is tomatoes and water, basically. Build the greenhouses here somewhere, and then we can put that on distributing to both the, well, I don't know where all ketchup goes, but I know it goes to the pizza place. We can put the flour on distributing. Just take our oats first to the flour mill, grain mill, wherever it's at. I think it's up there by the train place. Maybe somewhere up there.
Sounds like you got a lot to do.
We really need to buy the tailor shop. Take our wool up there. Left some grass in this field, didn't I? Or, well, I didn't. The worker did. Come back and we'll get that next time we plow it. Oh, I forgot about those straw bales there. I could have put them in the cow barn. Yep, I was trying to remember all the games that I played on Genesis. I know there was a lot of Disney games that were really popular back in the day. You had Aladdin and the Lion King and Toy Story, you know, all the original. It wasn't like spin-offs or anything. Or sequels or anything. They were like the original. When the movie released, that's usually when the game came out. Old man, old man, old man, old man. Hmm?
Do not look at your phone while you're driving.
Huh? Hang on. Hang on. Now that is one big pile of straw. Jurassic Park. There's another one behind me because I stopped. But
Yeah.
little Jurassic Park nod there. Wasn't straw he was looking at though. Just remember to wash your hands before you eat anything.
That's okay. The baler can take care of that.
Oh yeah, that baler, it's pretty nice. It doesn't miss. Not unless you turn weird. If you turn like a sharp angle, sometimes it'll miss a little bit, but for the most part, it picks it all up.
You know, there's a mod, and I'm probably gonna have to get rid of it. Every time it works perfectly. It's an auto-load trailer, and it's not. It's I think it's in the mod hub, but I think I have the universal auto-load on it. Uh, but every time I turn too sharply,
Mm-hmm.
it shoots me across the map.
Oh, sounds like the Arcusin pickup wagon. If you knocked your stack over and it got lodged in the thing weird, it would shoot you across the map.
I was working on my Alma map, and I was picking up bales over there by the homestead house,
Mm-hmm.
and I turned a little too sharply, shot me right across the field, up into the trees.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I'm like, well, super strength.
ate your Wheaties that morning, huh?
It was either that or reset.
Yeah. I haven't tried to reset anything with the fill type in it yet in 25, but I know that back in 22 and some before that, the fill types would disappear if you
They
reset
do,
a vehicle.
they do the same.
They still do the same.
Yep, they still do the same.
I figured they probably did.
Which I mean, I understand. I mean, you're actually resetting to a different location.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you get shot up into a tree, you don't have super strength.
Yeah. Either cut the tree down and, you know, flip it with the front motor or something. Only option.
You know, the one thing I didn't think about doing was taking a screenshot of it.
Hmm. I did one screenshot and put it in Discord Thursday, I think. And I said Minecraft Farming Simulator 25 edition because I had some of those floating bales left from the Arcusin, and
Yeah.
it kind of looked like a scene from Minecraft where you leave the blocks in the air.
So, what do you think of that movie?
I am gonna withhold, you know, anything I think about it until I see it. Since it is Minecraft and I've played Minecraft a lot, I want to wait and see it because I like Minecraft, and I don't want to really knock it until I see it. I know I saw a video where somebody was filming in the theater, which you're not supposed to do, but I think they were just filming like the people's reaction to the movie. I don't know what the scene was because they did have the screen blurred out, so I guess that's fair. You know, you want to blur it out because of copyright and all that. But everybody's reaction to some scene, I don't know what scene it was. Everybody cheered and threw their popcorn.
It was. It's not. I don't know the scene, but it was every time that he said something about chicken fight or chicken something.
Mm-hmm.
They would jump up and throw their popcorn and everything. I'm like, I couldn't go to a show like that.
I wonder if it was the scene. I have seen a clip, like from a trailer, that it was a scene where was it a zombie kid or something that was riding a chicken? in like they were like in a wrestling ring or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I bet it was that one. I've never seen a zombie kid ride a chicken. I've seen spider jockeys and stuff, but I've never seen a zombie baby chicken jockey. I don't know what you would. Is that what you call them? I don't know.
It's funny sitting there watching um, John play and you guys play and a couple people saying, "Oh, this there's so much more." If you've watched some of the biggest YouTubers that actually that's their genre, that's what they do is play Minecraft all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You would not believe the stuff that's in
Oh yeah.
Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
Different versions though. It's all
There,
different versions.
there are so many things that you can do, and I know there's more in the Java stuff that you can do, but there's so many like complex things that you can build. Um, and there's a ton of stuff you can do with like enchanting, and all that. I just try not to die. That's my biggest goal is not to get blown up by a creeper, which has happened. Fell off a cliff this last time I died though. I was by myself, which was a mistake. I shouldn't have been by myself. I probably would have fell off even if I even if I wasn't by myself. Because I was working on doing some leveling and there was a cliff nearby. Well, after the fact, I was like, okay, this probably violates all OSHA standards because I didn't have a safety barrier up and I was walking backwards. So I went straight off that cliff, lost a lot of my stuff. I didn't have anything really important on me that was a big deal. Now, if I had had like stacks of iron or diamond or something really important like that on me, I probably would have been more upset. But it still put my heart in my throat when I fell because I fell forever. I was like, oh no, oh no, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna die. There's a point where I'm falling that I realized I'm gonna die and I'm gonna lose everything I've got. And it's when I'm sitting there like, how deep is this ravine or crevasse or whatever you call it? I just kept falling. Everybody probably would have laughed if I had been recording it, but yeah, I'm not. I'll probably just wait until Phil comes back in. I don't know where he was last week, but yeah, if you ever want to play Minecraft, let me know.
I would have to get the version. And you can play with the controller, right?
Yeah, with the Bedrock, you can play with a controller. That's one of the stipulations I told Phil. I was like, look, we got to play the Bedrock version, which the Bedrock version is technically the console version. They discontinued the individual console versions and came up with the Bedrock edition because I think everybody can play that one. But yeah, they had the separate versions. They had the PS4 version, they had the Xbox One version. They had all those, and now it's like integrated into one where everybody can play on the same one. It's like cross play and stuff. So, but the biggest thing I told Phil, we have to do that one so we can use the controller. I'm okay with the mouse. I got used to it on the Java edition, but I am a controller guy. I always have been. I've always been a console guy. I love playing on the PC, but with Farming Simulator, I'm playing with an Xbox controller. With Minecraft, I'm playing with an Xbox controller. Any other game, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption, and a lot of these I have downloaded and have not even opened up yet. But I play all of them with the controller. So I'm not a keyboard guy. Unless I'm reaching over to type something in or switch on a control that's only available at the moment on keyboard. So yeah, I gotta have a controller, especially when I'm playing something like Minecraft. So, and with my setup, sitting, I've got my recliner in here that I'm sitting in, and then I've got snack table on one side and all the stream stuff and keyboard and stuff on one side, and it's just more convenient and easier to do controller.
See, I'm like you. I controller. That's it. I can't play PC, keyboard, mouse thing.
Yeah. I got used to it with Java Edition back in the day, and it still wasn't ideal for my setup. So I'm glad we're on the Bedrock version where we can do the controller part. I need to go and I got on Steam and got some old retro games like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff like that. It's like a big Genesis pack. I need to go in and load those up. I think that might be the only one that I haven't downloaded to this new computer. I'm looking for it here. I don't see it down there. I need to go in and download some of those games. I remember when we played Trucker Chick was in here, and we would play Minecraft all the time, and we'd play Among Us. You ever play Among Us?
No.
It is a game that I guess it's kind of like a mashup of some sort between Clue and Spacemen or something. I really know. Basically, somebody is the killer, right?
Yeah.
You have to figure out who it is and before you get killed, because the killer's coming to kill everybody, right? It's a little spaceman running around in like a Teletubby outfit or something. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain.
I've seen it. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I've never played it.
But yeah, you've got to before you can win the game. And that's how you win the game is you find out who the killer is. And I don't remember exactly how to play it. It's been so long since I played it. That's basically the gist of it. We used to play a lot of games like that. We played Monopoly, the traditional Monopoly, back when it was still like the traditional Monopoly. Played Life. A lot of board games like that.
Played Life?
Yeah, remember the game of Life, the board game?
Yeah, I remembered it.
We played that.
I always thought that was weird because it's like I'm already playing Life right now.
Yeah. It's really, I mean, and you know, life is really all a game of chance, kind of, or blessings. It depends on how you look at it. But, you could, that's the only place I think I got married and had kids. But, you can become, different things, and I always want to play Candyland. I think that's just because I like candy. Battleship was fun back in the day. I remember when they came out in the 80s, they came out with Electronic Battleship. And it might have been in the 70s. But I always wanted an Electronic Battleship board game set. And they were so cool. Because it was basically just, standard Battleship. And then it had sound effects when you plugged in the thing. So there was really no way to, cheat about it or anything because you would have to put the peg in or press the button and it would be a hit or we would miss and then, play a sound effect and it lit up, and all kinds of stuff. It's kind of like the yo-yos that lit up, I remember the light up yo-yos. Those were big. Yeah, I think Monopoly might have been my favorite one, though. I always wanted to play Monopoly with real money. Might be illegal. I wouldn't use, the exact amounts, though. It'd be more like a friendly game, like um instead of $100, maybe $1 or $10 or something. But if you won, you could win money. That'd be a great thing to have friends over too. If I if you had any friends, if I had any friends, they'd come over and play it. All my friends are married or got kids or something like that. So they're all busy with all kinds of stuff now. All the ladies were ladies talk about their kids and stuff like that and their husbands. So I know details and stuff that I probably shouldn't know, but they're always talking about their kids and stuff, and all of their kids are involved in some type of uh, out of school activity, whether it be cheerleading or gymnastics or dance or softball, baseball, football, something. They're all involved in some type of activity. So the only thing they do is take their kids to that stuff, and that's all they really talk about. None of them play video games. None of them. I don't think any of them like do board games and stuff like that. The only thing that they do that is not that stuff is like they'll have designated date nights with their spouses, and that's about all you hear. You'll hear details about their spouse that you probably shouldn't and probably wouldn't want to hear.
Probably breaking all kinds of rules too at work.
Yeah, those go out the window in the office though. Our little office area, kind of like our break room slash office. So that's where we do all of our paperwork, charting, and stuff like that. But that's what they talk about. And it's not like, some of it's not, too bad, but it's like stuff that, and some of it's like complaining. I keep having to tell him to do this and do that, and he just doesn't do it. He just, does this and that, and I'm like, oh. It kind of makes me glad I'm not married. One of them, I hear her talking to him on the phone, man. I'm like, man, I'm surprised he hasn't left you yet. That something must be, keeping him attached to you. Maybe he's afraid of leaving, or something else is really good, or something. There's something there because just the way she talks to him and the way she treats him. I mean, it's like I couldn't live like that.
Getting used to it.
You're getting used to it.
Yeah, you get used to it.
Huh.
It's like, man, I've been married for 27 years. Been with my wife 38 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever she says just rolls right off the back, and whatever I said rolls off hers. Just never go to bed mad.
You ever go to bed mad yet?
That's the key right there and there.
See that
Never
one?
go to bed word bad. Yeah. Never go to bed mad.
Figured I might as well save because it's been a minute since we moved over here.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's the one we got right there. 19.2 meters, which I think comes out to 60 feet. Big one, big MacDon. These are in the mod hub, by the way. And you move back up here, you got your in-game MacDon. I think that's the biggest one, 15.2. This is the big one. This is the... What is the 15.2? The 15.2 is 50 feet, isn't it? Yeah. So we got a 19.2 meter, and it is 60 feet. So this is a 60-foot hitter. Right around 60 feet. It's pretty close. It might be a little over 60 foot. It's right at it.
62.99 feet.
Yeah. It's just a little over 60 foot.
Yeah. It's not bad. That's a nice header.
Oh yeah. Now I will say it only works on, you know, smoothish ground, and this ground is pretty smooth here. So make sure you're on a map that is both smooth and the ground is large enough to accompany it, or to not accompany it, to word accommodate it. Make sure the ground will accommodate this header. You don't want like a small hilly, you know, bumpy field, because this thing, even though it does flex, it has a limit point on how much it will flex. So I think we can knock out that field over there in about 15 minutes. Not that big. Do that field, and then I'll probably take a quick break. And
Let's say we empty you.
yep.
You can probably go over there and get that done without being emptied.
Oh yeah. Then I'll take my break, and we'll come back and we'll sell the silage bales. I think they're about ready. Starting to wonder if my chat is broken.
Oh, nobody's been talking?
Nobody's been talking in chat.
Huh.
Normally, you know, it's full of comments and stuff. People, you know, with their opinions and, you know, stuff like that, but nobody's talking over there. Maybe everybody's on jelly bean highs or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you streaming tomorrow
Yep, I'll be streaming.
on Easter? Okay,
I'll be here.
I'll be here too. Maybe. I don't know. Gotta think about that. I don't know if the wife has something planned or not. I know my son. He was complaining to me last night because he has to work tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Who's gonna eat tacos on Easter Sunday?"
Huh?
I'm like, I don't know.
Um, I'm sure there's some people that probably eat tacos on Easter Sunday. What do people normally eat on Easter Sunday?
We usually have ham. That's what we're having tomorrow is ham and some kind of vegetables and stuff like that. We don't have it. It's not like a big Thanksgiving dinner type deal,
Mm-hmm.
but we do have a dinner.
Yeah, it's still working. Okay. Quietly working on errands this morning, just lurking. Okay. I was wondering because sometimes chat does break on Twitch. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember Easter. The last time we actually celebrated Easter was a long time ago, and we didn't really cook. We went out to eat somewhere. I remember. I mean, the last time we actually like celebrated Easter and did like the whole Easter basket thing and stuff like that was, I mean, really basically when I was still a kid. But we the last time we did that, I mean, GI Joes were still a thing. Been a long time. I remember we'd have pancakes and stuff for breakfast, but we typically went out to eat, and I remember we'd go to a restaurant and I'd get a grilled cheese with pickles on like the top corners of the slices because I was a kid and I didn't really eat like the grown up stuff, but and then we had all our stuff that we got in our Easter baskets. We usually got jelly beans and the little chocolate coins, and um, different kinds of candies in the eggs and stuff like that.
I can't remember the last time we did something like that.
So that's really, I mean, Christmas is more of like a holiday for everybody. I mean, I know it's really special to the kids because of all the presents and stuff, but it's for the grown-ups too. Christmas, you got all the good food, and stuff like that, and all the decorations and stuff like that. But Easter really is for the kids. Now, and I'll say this, the Easter bunny part of it, like Easter bunny, peeps, stuff like that. The Reese's Easter eggs, Cadbury eggs, stuff like that. That's really, and I know the adults like the Cadbury eggs and the Reese's eggs too, but that part of it is really more for the kids. Now, Easter, I think the older you are, or more adult you are, it's really more, especially if you go to church and stuff like that. I think more people are more concerned about dressing really nice and going to church and all that.
That was our thing too. We went to sunrise service.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come home, you have your baskets, and you get to open. My mom and dad used to do presents. They gave us presents, Easter
Mm.
presents. It wasn't like Christmas. It was like we were getting Hot Wheels or something like that.
Yeah.
Um, then we would, you know, be able to eat one or two pieces of chocolate. And then we would go over to my grandparents' house and have Easter dinner. And then we would get to go home and have one more piece of chocolate because it's bedtime after that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, phew, I can remember those kind of days.
Yeah. All of our stuff, if it was small enough to fit in an egg, it went in the plastic eggs that you pull apart. When we got stuff, we would get, you could fit a Hot Wheel car in there, or, micro machines were really popular back in my day. So I'd get micro machines. I know my brother, he got some like little baseball helmets, like the little ones, and different types of things like that. And we get little stuff to play with, little rubber balls or something like that, or And then if it couldn't fit in an egg, then they just put it down in the basket, and often there was like little shreds of like grass, like paper, decorative paper, or something like that. I remember the one year though, and it was the last time I believed in the Easter Bunny. I woke up. We were at my grandpa's house. I woke up, and I was just waking up. Walked in the kitchen, and my mom's in there already making pancakes. I could smell it. I was like, oh boy, pancakes. I love pancakes. So I sit down at the table, and I guess she just forgot about it or something, because I was like, so, what'd the Easter Bunny bring? Because I had kind of peeked in we usually did our Easter baskets in the other room. I kind of peeked in there and I didn't see him. I'm like, well, maybe he left them in a different spot. So I asked her, I was like, so what did the Easter Bunny bring? And her face kind of lit up and her eyes got real wide. She goes, oh, he hasn't come yet. Oh, you know what? I think I see him coming down the driveway right now. You better go back and get into bed right now. Go, 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 go. That's when I knew.
It kind of reminds me. You've seen Grown Ups, right?
Mm-hmm.
The scene where about the tooth fairy. The one girl's like, my tooth fell out. She goes, I'll put $1 on your pillow later. She's like, oh, you're the tooth fairy, mom? Yep.
Whoops. $1? Wow. We got like quarters and stuff per tooth.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey.
inflation, I guess.
Back in our day, it was, you got like a quarter for a tooth, and you got 50 cents for your front teeth. So, but a quarter back then, you could buy, 2 lollipops or whatever.
Oh yeah. Yep. Quarters back then. For a quarter, they always had the machines at the front of the grocery stores. You could put a quarter in there, and they had some type of toy. It was a little cheap, trinket type toy, but still, I mean, it was only a quarter. So, and we are done with the oats.
Well, not really.
No?
No, you got a pouch up here that we got to do.
Oh, really?
Or I could do it while you're on break. It doesn't matter. It's just a little patch. Probably only take about
Couple minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, a couple minutes to do.
Oh, I'll hit it real quick. We started early, so I've got a little bit of extra time to go through here. I might need an offload though. Well, I don't know. I'm at 81. Yeah, by the time I get up there, I probably will need an offload. Weird how the line's set up on this field. They kind of go straight and then they kind of curve around crooked. That'll change when we plow this out though. Yeah, what's the next holiday? Memorial Day?
Yes, Memorial Day, and then what? 4th of July.
Mm-hmm. And then
And
Labor
then
Day?
Labor Day.
Halloween,
Halloween,
Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
boy, I did it right this year. I took the week of Christmas off.
Yeah.
So how it falls is we have you know, we only work 3.5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way it's going to work for me this year is that I'll have, I believe it falls on a Wednesday or a Thursday. I forget when Christmas is. So it's on a Thursday this year. So those are my days off anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have off that Thursday all the way through the next year, the new year. So basically, I'm taking the last week of the year off.
It's gonna be my Christmas to work. I worked this last one for the girl that just had the baby, but the way our wheel works, this coming Christmas I'll be working it because it's my Christmas to work. I am off Thanksgiving though, so that's nice. Your prices for a tooth were a lot smaller. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Just look at it. I lifted my header up right at the last. I thought I was done. I didn't see it. It was way far out there. And one thing, I'm gonna turn my ceiling fan on when I get up, cause it's getting a little warm in here.
Yeah, mine's on, plus my AC's on already.
Wonder what the temperature is outside. It's not too warm outside. It's 73. But supposed to get up to 82 for the next 3 days. Be toasty. I'm gonna have to change my air filter out this afternoon, I think.
I think I'm going to be cutting grass.
Only 50 there? Wow. Done with it. Alright, so I'm going to leave this parked right here because I think soybeans will be one of the next crops to do. And in a minute, we will take this truck and the bale trailer and go sell some silage bales. So, YouTube, you guys, thanks for watching. Catch us in the next video. We'll go sell those silage bales and make some money. Hopefully pay some of our loan back. Until the next time, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. We'll see you later.